So I wanted to start off with walking in the woods. The trail that you guys have never seen it on full screen. You've seen it a bunch of times in the Fortnite, or yeah, you guys have seen this area a bunch of times in the Forest Creek movie. And this is the Fort Dobbs Nature Trail. You can see it. Oh. So I guess this is where they were protecting. And I'm kind of keeping you guys a little bit further away because I don't want you to hear it too loud. But they're actually shooting from the sides of the fort. So far what we've seen is they've entered into the fort and now they're shooting from the sides of the fort. And hopefully you guys can see it. See, they protected this place in case of any danger. There's only been one instance where they've actually needed to protect this area, but it didn't really last that long. And you can tell we've been here a couple times because I know what I'm talking about. This is cool though. You actually get to see a little bit of what it would have been like back then. And from the distance here, it's a little less loud. I mean, it's still loud, but it's not as loud. Oh. No relic hunting or metal detecting permitted. Yeah, and that's because a lot of people were trying to sneak in, or not sneak in, they were trying to see if they can find like pieces of metal from the ammo, the bullets from the any of the wars. But we're not really. I don't know. That one was loud. But yeah, this is the first time you actually get to see the trail. And I assume that people would sit here a lot. Maybe in the evening time in these reenactment areas, they would have them tails and stuff. And this is cool because it's different from the other times we've been here. It's always been about generations of war, but this is actually like a real event. And I wanted to get this out of the way. I asked permission and I'm allowed to film here. So it's going to be a little cool event today. And of course, I've filmed in this place many times, so it's not really. No one said anything, so. But I wanted to walk through here a little bit on the trail. Looking back, the first movie that we ever made, I realized there's no real mystery to it. It's just the history behind it. But it is cool to know how much of the history that Statesville had and how old the city actually is. And of course, if you don't know, back in the 1700s, or back when they had their first 13 colonies, the eastern side of the U.S. was owned by the owned by the colonies. Yeah, 13 colonies. That whole side was originally, like the whole eastern board up and down was originally just America. The French owned the whole entire middle section, like where Louisiana is, and the Mexicans owned the western side all the way up to Canada. So that just gives you a little history of the U.S. when it first started. Just imagine the 13 colonies were just all the way from, I don't even think, from like Maine to Florida, pretty much. Nothing else. Now I remember this bridge, and if you remember, we walked down it, or we walked across it and down the road. A little hard to do with the camera. And this is going to be part 1. We'll make this into 2 parts. I still love walking through these woods. As you can hear, they're still going on. Actually, these woods kind of remind me of where my grandparents and Center used to live. And they went back pretty far. But I've always loved the woods. Both my grandparents and Center, and both my grandparents and middle of the country were all